Hello, I'm Tom Ford, and I've written and will direct The Stray. Now, I can't entirely take credit for the story, and I'll explain that. It's true that I've lived most of my professional life as a photographer, and I'll say this much. If a picture paints 1,000 words, well, then a motion picture unleashes them. So the transition from photography to making a successful film has been, in my mind, like being born into a whole new world. You immediately find yourself separate from what you've been comfortable with. I found myself separate from the tight and comfortable surroundings of my studio that had nurtured my creativity in a controlled environment. And I was gasping for breath because I realized the scale of this vast expanse that is filmmaking. And it is limitless. To me, it is new, it is wild. It's more than my imagination could previously conceive. Technology advances so fast, so it's always dynamic, always growing. So all I could do was assume my bearings and begin, putting one foot in front of the other. And then I wandered off into the potential of this new reality that, for me, is filmmaking. And I soon learned that the limits of filmmaking were the fiction that I anticipated, because the reality and the truth and the potential are as fantastic as the combined diversity of human imagination. Translation: fact is stranger than fiction every time. So for me, filmmaking was a quantum leap outside myself and into this complex and layered society of creativity and pragmatic devotion to story. And I had to come to terms with this cooperative methodology of expression so I could discover the treasure of the combined genius within this society. Because to wander off on your own is to become a faint ripple of frustrated verve, lost in a torrent of creative fusion. It happens all around you. And so I am pleased and I am inspired to be making The Stray. Precisely because we have such a talented cast and crew, people all dedicated and all creative and all individuals that have come together and coalesced professionally into service of the story and the fulfillment of the potential. And I'm not afraid to deal out the cards just as the reality of this story has shuffled them, and work with what I find on the table in front of me, because it is real and it is more interesting and more fantastic than anything I ever could have imagined by myself. It is layered, it is mystical, and it's a part of all of us. I've worked on the script now for over 3 years. I've researched the story, the individuals, as well as the collective narrative of what happened, and I've tried to balance this with the embellishments of a childlike wonder that has been a constant amazement to me during this discovery process. Now, we all have secrets. Whether it's something we've experienced ourselves, something we've seen or only heard of. Maybe it's something we've only imagined. Part of our own personal darkness. And even if we've restrained ourselves from the darkness of these considerations, separating ourselves somehow from those who have acted out, we have to realize that the lines between the best of us and the worst of us are ill-defined and fragile. And this is where the realities of this story, of The Stray, will connect with you and come inside. As you come to terms with the same darkness that is a part of our own humanity. You'll recognize yourself in the characters and the circumstance that mingles their lives and experience to create the tapestry that is human existence. Now, we may be separate by time and place, but we have to know that it's only these things which we really have no control over that have restrained us thus far. And those situational elements are subject to change at any second. We are all only this far away.